Hello, everybody, and welcome to, there we go. Hi, welcome to Spirit Coaching Astrology. I am your Western Tropical Astrologer, Priscilla, and this is a reading for Aqua Rising for January 2022, Aqua Sun and Moon as well. This is from the perspective of the rising sign. I do use the whole house system for these readings. So if it does not resonate, please look at your sun and your moon placements on this channel as well. And if you would like a further more deeper analysis into your natal chart or synastry with someone, I do personal readings. You can book with me at my website at spiritcoachingastrology.com, and the link is in the subscription box below. So let's go ahead and begin Aquarius Rising. So first of all, Happy New Year. The first 2 weeks of the new year might have been a little bit edgy for you. Saturn has been sitting in your first house for a while now. And you could be feeling the restrictions, the limitations, or you could be being really busy, getting like real serious with your life, being really disciplined, getting better with your scheduling and stuff like that. Or you could be dealing with someone that could be making you feel limited, maybe somebody very like authoritative, or you could be coming across that way too with other people. So it's probably been a really, really hard time for the last 2 years, I want to say, or maybe a year and a half, because when Saturn entered Aquarius, it has been sitting in your first house, and it's just really, it's almost like a Saturn return, so to speak, where this makes you feel like it's time to get serious about your life, and maybe you've been trying to gain a lot of wisdom about yourself. Just really digging deep about how you present yourself into the world and how you are observed and looked at from by others, and what you initially bring to the world and the collective community. Saturn sitting there with Mercury now in retrograde, it could be making you go back and revise some things, making you go back and look over some stuff that has to do with yourself, because the first house rules the house of self, and the opposite house is the seventh house in Leo for you, which is your close partnerships and contacts and friends and people that you love, relationships, one-on-one relationships, whether with the husband or boyfriend, and maybe some things are kind of like iffy right now with partnerships, close partnerships, because Mercury is in retrograde. Maybe you might be feeling a little bit misunderstood at the moment, but really Mercury is asking you to take time to go back and really look at the things, like the rules and the way life is for you, and go back and revise what set of rules you might have, because Saturn rules over rules, right? So you might have a set of rules that is no longer serving you on a personal level, and so Mercury's asking you to go back so that it doesn't disrupt this area for communication with you, with how you deal with other people and yourself. Aquarius rising, you have Jupiter in 3 degrees in your second house of Pisces, and it just entered into this house for you on December 29th for all of us collectively. And this is your house of finances, your houses, and your cross house is the house of others' resources. And the second house is like your resources, your personal resources. With Jupiter here, it could be expanding this for you. With the Neptune as well here, could have been, your finances could have been a little hazy. There could have been a lot of delusions centered around how, what type of money you might be receiving, or, just like an influx in your financial sector, just a lot of moments of not really knowing, what is going to happen with your income and your finances. It also could be a possibility that you could be getting, just an expansion somehow in your finances, or growing your finances, or growing a way to, utilize more, of your creativity, because Pisces is creative energy, and this is where it's at in your second house. Neptune as well is also very creative. So you can utilize this energy to become very creative in a way to make your own money flow in, and really create your own type of income and stabilize your finances. So if you are very artistic, this is a good time to dig into that creativity. Obviously, don't start nothing new with Mercury in retrograde, but Mercury will allow you to go back and revise some things, or even look for you in your first house, really look internally into who you are. This is the physical embodiment of you. So maybe there's something on the outside of you that you can share that's quite creative, that you could share with others, that will bring you some more stabilization in your financial sector in your second house. So same here with Neptune, it is a deceptive planet. It can bring some, like I said, some escapism, some maybe there's some form of addiction here with money that needs to be alleviated, or just how you share your resources as well, because the cross house is the eighth house. Excuse me, my cat is scratching. Apollo. Sorry about that. Okay, so I don't know if you heard that scratching sound, but he's scratching my chair with his claws. But anyway, so the cross house for you is in Virgo in the eighth house. So maybe the eighth house deals with like taxes. It deals with inheritance. It deals with other people's resources. And maybe here with Virgo energy, you could be a little bit dependent on how your other resources come in. So with Jupiter in your second house, it wants you to get a little bit more independent, on not being so fixed, or so compulsive in that need of relying on other resources, and really just kind of starting to rely on yourself for ways to bring in some more income into your life, Aries or Aquarius rising. Okay, so in your third house, you have Chiron here. So there might have been a lot of communication, a lot of information about your childhood wounds, or looking into your childhood, and how it is affecting you now and how you communicate. So there's, with Aries here, there was, in your house of communication, Aries energy is about like impulsiveness, or angry communication, or very, very intense, hot communication, and really just being very forward moving, because Aries is about action, and Aries doesn't back down either. So maybe this has been time for you to go back and look at how your communication has affected even times with your siblings, or neighbors, or the collective community, not the collective community, sorry, but your local community, or family members, of distant family members, because this is also the house of grandparents. So you probably have been going through thinking about these things, and how they show up in your persona now, because Mercury is now in retrograde. So it's going to ask you to go back and look at these things and really work through letting some of these old habits go. Aqua is fixed energy, so you guys can be very, very fixed and rebellious with how you want to do things in life. And sometimes it asks you, like Mercury's always want you to go back and revise something. They always want you to go back and look at the especially now with it being an Aquarius, it's about information. It's about ideas. It's about how it's about your rebelliousness. It's about like not following the status quo exactly, and being rebellious to bring new information, to bring to be innovative, to move the collective into a more advanced way of thinking. Aquarius, you are you are the star of this era now. We are in the age of Aquarius, so you are helping humanity bring forth a lot of new information and new ways of doing things, being more innovative. So this is also a time that the universe is asking you to really work on your mental state as well, and the way that you communicate, the way that you present yourself to the world, the way that you show up, and even your physical embodiment too. Not to be so rigid and so harsh on yourself, or so fixed is so much in nature, because there's we need with your cross house being seventh in partnerships in Leo, you have that's your Leo rules over the heart, and that's your house of partnerships. So one-on-one partnerships that are close to you are very meaningful, and you could be very loving and very giving, and you're a natural humanitarian with others. So Saturn here might possibly want you also, when Saturn moves into Pisces, it's going to kind of let you alleviate being so restricted and so limited. You could have been feeling really limited the last year, and being very, I don't want to say like isolated, but almost feeling isolated, even if you might not have been. And so Saturn is working some wisdom out here for you that you are learning about yourself on a personal level. we have Uranus going direct on the 18th, and we have the North Node entering into Taurus and Scorpio on the 18th. So that is a really, really extreme day for all of us collectively. And Aquarius, this is happening in your fourth house. Your fourth house is the house of Taurus. And so this is about feeling very, very, very structured, very, what's the word I'm looking for? Stabilized in your home life. And this is an earth energy. So this is about being grounded, and feeling comfortable in the home. And Uranus now might be, it might have, with it being in retrograde motion for a while now, it might have been making you feel a little bit uncomfortable in the home front, just like unpredictable and just kind of a little bit on edge and not really knowing if there's going to be some structure, or if you're going to have to move, or like you've been back and forth with this. And so now with Uranus being in forward motion on Tuesday, it's going to bring some progression in this area. It's going to bring some innovation in this area of your fourth house. My fourth house also rules over mother. It rules over nurturing. It rules over, your lineage, your heritage. It rules over, it's where you feel comfortable. And so with this, like I said, with the North nodes moving in here into these houses as well, this is at your fourth and 10th house axes, which is home and career. And your 10th house is in Scorpio. So the South node will be moving there. So, this could be having you release some things in your career front that are no longer serving you, or even leaving a type of career and moving into a whole new area. Like I said, maybe using creativity and becoming your own boss here, because Saturn in your first house has been teaching you how to be really, really self-sufficient, and very like authoritative and very, boss status here. So just very structured, very disciplined. And so could be a time where you can now maybe this month is going to help open windows and open door for you to really get on your way in February to start, maybe launch off some type of business where you are working for yourself and being more creative, or maybe working in areas of psychology, or anything that has to do with the occult or hidden things, or taboo things of taboo. Maybe maybe this is where you release a career where it's been very taboo type of career, or or you develop a new career that's like this, or you experiment more with the occult and somehow it's brought into your career life, into your the way that you develop your new career. A lot of you could be moving into entrepreneurship, or a lot of you could just really be somehow integrating your jobs or your new career into the occult life. So there's a lot of energy here. Scorpio is very Pluto-like energy, so it's very it's ruled by Pluto. It's ruled by Mars and Pluto, but Pluto is very like power driven. So there could be a lot of power here, in moving towards really developing, entrepreneurship, or like I said, merging into some occult type of work, or psychology, or some deep sciences, because Scorpio likes all of those weird stuff, dark natured things, or even detective work. If you're a detective or if you work for law enforcement, there's a lot of opportunities here. And these axes are going to activate this area for you, or maybe you bring something from your past lives into this new world, and for you, and you don't even realize that you have these abilities, but now they're going to be able to be utilized in your career sector. Okay. And with the Taurus, North node in your fourth house, there's going to be a lot more feeling of being stabilized, and materializing a lot of things in the home for you. You could even, potentially buy a new home with Taurus here, and the nodes moving into your, into this axis. Maybe the career that you move into now will help you manifest more money because Jupiter is in your second house. So this brings a lot of abundance, and you'll be able to expand and maybe get a new home, or maybe dip into some real estate if money allows for you. Let's see, you have Mars in 11th house. So, oh yeah, there's probably a lot of action with friends, dealing with the local, with the collective community, a lot of contact with the collective community, a lot of action with them, especially with things of like higher learning, and very passionate subjects, possibly the occult, and Mars event is soon here. It's going to move into your 12th house. And at the moment, you have Capricorn in your 12th house. You have the sun there, you have Venus there, you have Pluto there. Venus is in retrograde. So there could have been a lot of like subconscious energy around love. Love could have been, or people that you love. There could have been some misunderstandings in this area for you in romance, or even just some deep diving into what is not serving you and what some undoing in the areas of love that you need to do that have been, you know, subconsciously in your personality that you didn't even realize that might have been like you know, a pattern just going in motion that now you are being asked to work on. You know, with the new moon in Capricorn on the 2nd of this month, it might have highlighted this for you, like, you know, I need to release some of this stuff, like, and that's what the new moon is all about. It's about releasing. So you could have been releasing the worries around, centered around money, worries around centered around romance, and maybe material possessions, because it is in Capricorn. And or there could have been some fears around, are you merging with the right people to, you know, expand maybe a career path, or bring more money into your, you know, your life for you, or feel more financially stable. Pluto is doing a whole big transformation on your subconscious right now, and it's really amplifying you to dig deep about you know, not just things of the occult, but of things of structure, things of you know, systematic things. It's might be even allowing you to see some hidden things in the areas of systems, and like, you know, governmental systems. Maybe you've been really into the, you know, the political stuff lately, or even healthcare system, or, you know, all of this coronavirus stuff. And it's been really, Pluto's been giving you that microscope to really be able to like zone in on these areas that have been ultimately affecting you on a subconscious level, that it's time now to release. And with the nodes moving into Taurus and Scorpio for you in your 10th and your 4th house, this might help you release some things from your childhood as well, that is no longer serving you, that you can now, that you don't have to bring now into your home life anymore. So there could be some recognizations here, because you know, with Mercury in retrograde, Aquarius is about ideas, and it's sticking right now. A lot of it is highlighted very deeply into your 12th house, your subconscious house, of, you know, phobias, fears, hidden enemies, not just the you know, or even hidden things, hidden enemies, or things that are like very harmful for you or toxic for you. It doesn't necessarily have to be a person. It could be something, that a habit that you had that you didn't realize was affecting you on a more you know, mental level. And that makes a lot of sense right now, because as I'm recording this, we have a full moon in Cancer, and it's highlighting your 6th house of health, your 6th house of service to others, your 6th house of pets, how you work, how you do your routines, how you have your schedules. It's your 6th house of your, you know, your logic mind, and your consciousness, and how you you know, show up on your day-to-day life. And this is why this is the house of help. And so it's highlighting this area for you. It wants you to take a moment and to really start looking into how you can maybe change some patterns around your routines, with how you work, and how this might affect your health, or even routines around your health, and how maybe you're not paying enough attention to your health, or you're overworking, or you're too much attention to your work and not your health, or so forth, back and forth. Okay. So this is highlighting an area for you right here, Aquarius rising. There is also a tight square from Saturn to Uranus, and that is in your 1st house and in your 4th house. So I guess a lot of it is also, I want to say for you, it's really on a psychological level, because the 4th house can be very deeply into psychology as well, because it is a water house for one, and for two, it is the house of nurturement. It is how you develop on a psychological level as a child, and how it shows up on your home front now as an adult, if you are, you know, older watching this. And Aquarius rising, this is really affecting you on a personal level, because it's squaring tightly to your 1st house. So maybe there's some things from your childhood that is really affecting how you present yourself to the world, or maybe there's some issues in your current day-to-day life in the home front that's affecting you, how you present yourself to the world, or how you feel about yourself, or your self-esteem, or even your physical embodiment. Maybe there's just too much erraticness at home that is affecting you on a physical level, and or how you communicate yourself to the collective community. So oh, okay, Aquarius rising. I hope this helps. I hope this makes a lot of sense for you. Oh, let's talk about Venus retrograde real quick before I get out of here. So Venus retrograde is in your 12th house on your subconscious level. Okay. It's some things that it's like your blind spot because it's things that are hidden that you might not even recognize about yourself. Okay. And this is also the house of undoing. So when you ever have Venus here and it's in retrograde for you guys right now, or for all of us, but it's in your 12th, there's some undoing that needs to be done with how you approach romance, how you approach love, how you approach money, how you approach material things and things of pleasures, and things of harmony and beauty. And so Aquarius risings, this is highlighting your 9th house of Libra as well, and it's highlighting your 4th house again in Venus of Taurus, because Venus rules Libra and it rules Taurus. So again, the home life, the home front is really being highlighted here. So Aquarius risings, you could also be really like this month here, it might be opening the door for you to really start looking into your roots and your heritage and where you come from. There might be, there might be a need here to really get some information here to really help expedite you into your career path even. And so with it highlighting your 9th house, this is the house of spirituality and higher learning. So might be something why it's sparking it up, because maybe you need, in order to move into a higher octave of thinking and continue on your evolution, maybe you need to dig deep into your roots and find out what it is that is there that you might be missing, or that can new journeys, or that can open new doors that can really teach you about yourself, because you're having a whole new I want to say a makeover on who you are as a person, Aquarius rising, especially with Saturn sitting in your 1st house for a while now. It's really trying to get you to get grounded with yourself, get stable, mature, really getting some wisdom, because Saturn is all about wisdom. A lot of astrologers are afraid of Saturn, and they'll be like, oh my God, Saturn this, Saturn that. And I used to be too, but after my Saturn return, I became really appreciative of Saturn, because it matures you drastically, whether for good or for bad. Well, not for good, for bad. It matures you, whether it was good, a way of maturing you or a bad way, but either way, the lessons that you get out of it are very profound. And so Saturn can be feeling very limiting for you right now, or very restrictive, or can be making you feel very responsible and really gain a lot of wisdom here. So, Aquarius rising this month it might be a little bit heavy, but as we move into the end of the month, when Venus goes direct on the 29th, it'll really open some levels for you, in the way that you appreciate love and humanity, and how you love your partners, your close partnerships, and how you show your self-love, because a lot of this theme is also how you show up, how love shows up for you. Okay. So I hope that this resonates with you, Aquarius rising. If it does not, please check your other signs, your other sign placements, your moon and your sun. And if you would like to book with me a personal reading, you can do so at my website at spiritcoachingastrology.com. And the link is in the description box below. So please hit the notification button or the bell and highlight it so that you can get notifications whenever I post new videos, and come back and join me each month for your updated, monthly readings. And please like, subscribe, comment, and share. And thank you so much. I hope to see you guys here again next time.